Hey everybody. Hey everybody. I am so sorry. I had total technical difficulties real quick. I had to abandon my other link, and here we are now. I apologize. I really, really do. Anyway, thank y'all for joining us. Patrice and Marilyn, thank y'all for for inviting me to be here. I'm hoping everybody can see and hear me. Okay, this is not the setup that I was supposed to be in, but I'm just going to go with it. Okay, if it happens, it's going to happen a lot. I appreciate everybody being here. I'm going to go to. I'm going to put my my project is kind of a long one, and if I have technical difficulties, I need to hurry up and just go ahead and get started. But I'm going to go ahead and make my machine big and me small, and you're just going to see the back of my head. I apologize, but anyway, but this is what I'm going to do. First off, I wanted to tell y'all real quick. This is called a scrappy coaster. I've got all scraps is what I'm using. I have cut 1.5 inch squares, and I've got 16, 4 rows across, 4 rows down. And if you can see on here, I'm going to actually put them on the back of a SF 101. And SF 101 is just basically it has an adhesive on one side um, for it to stick. What you can do is whenever you're quilting, you actually can instead of putting every square together to make squares, we will be putting it all on the SF 101, and I'm going to tack it down real quick, and then I'll explain what I did because I was having trouble making it come out. I have tested this like crazy. I have, and I had some trouble. So I had to do it the best way I could do it. And now I'll tell y'all about that. And first off, hi, my name's Stacy. I'm Lady Bleubear Designs. I am I am a newbie at sewing, and I wanted to do a beginner project prior to getting started. For today, I want to do a beginner project, one that we really hadn't seen on our in our community. So here I am. And if I make some mistakes, y'all, I have totally apologize. If y'all see something, I hope y'all don't cringe when I was doing this sewing machine. Because if you ever been with me on a live on a sewing machine, me and the sewing machine is not quite friends, but yeah, we're getting there. But anyway, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and get started. So what I did is I was having trouble. If you can see these, I was having trouble with making them line up, and I just could not get it. I fought it, and then finally I said, you know what? I'm just not going to do it. I just can't. Okay. So what I did was take my SF 101, and my squares are all 1.5 by 1.5. Okay. And what I did is made me a pattern for 1.5, so that I could get it as straight as possible without causing too much trouble. So what I'm gonna do is that's all I've done was the SF 101. I got scraps everywhere. And if you recognize this is from the pumpkin seed #1 from Fat Quarters. That's what all this extra material is from. So anyway, you can don't ever throw your scraps away because this is you can use it for extra projects. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is these are just set down on there right now, and I was just trying to get them as lined up as possible. And now I'm just going to take my iron and I'm just going to tack it down. I'm not going to iron it. I'm just going to tack it down so it won't move. Whenever I go to, cut this in the squares it needs to be and sew it. Okay. So what I'm doing is just tacking it down. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull it onto I'm going to make sure it's not too hot. I'm going to pull it onto my mat because, you don't want your mat to be, yes, I did do it. I did it upside down. Y'all, I am so sorry. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're just going to flip it. We're going to flip it real quick. This is a lot like a Mondo bag. I don't know if anybody knows about a Mondo bag, but this is how it was. See, this is the rough side, and that was the other side was the side that you don't press on. And again, I apologize. I'm telling y'all, I mess up something really, really quick. And I'm really nervous. I don't, me and Jess go live every Saturday. And I'm just really nervous today. So y'all just bear with me and I will get this put back together as best as I can real quick. And I had it where I didn't have anything duplicated, but we'll just go with it. Okay. Let's see. All right. I don't want to do two on the same row. I'm going to hurry. Okay. But all of the only materials I needed for this was scraps, and I have not bought anything for this project at all. I'm actually, I just wanted to use everything that I already had in my craft room, or it was already it was already a scrap. It's something that I always save all my scraps. I put it in a bag to say for just different projects like this. And I thought this was a really neat project because first off, you do get a lot of scraps whenever you start sewing and quilting and doing all the things. And I wanted to make sure. Did I lose one? I think I did. Okay. Thought so. Look, found it. Okay. So, and I'm going to be using batting. I'm sorry. I'll be using batting, and I will be using. I'll do a 4x4. I'll be doing a 4x4. I lost a whole roll, I think. Let me try this. Okay. Yeah, here we go. That'll work. I think that'll work. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to get these as close as possible as centered, because if not, then it will come out wonky, and there's nothing you can do about it if you don't have them as close as you can. I had a while back, I had done a see if like whenever you go to I don't like that there. Let's move. Well, okay, let's go this way. I don't want them all, like together, if that makes sense. Okay. All right. I think this is going to work. Okay. And now I'm going to, let's see. There we go. Okay. All right. This is going to have to be as close as what I had it perfect, but I had it on the wrong side. So now I'm going to tack it down again, and hopefully it's going to actually stay this time, being I tacked it on the wrong side a while ago. Anyway, I had done a Mondo bag with Miss Shawn at Gayle Designs. She had done it. The Mondo bag is kind of basically the same way. So I said, well, let me try it. But anyway, so I just tacked it down enough for it to stay, and hopefully it'll stay this time. And I'm going to just cut this up the sides. I'm going to bring it down to the size I need. I'm nervous, so I'm talking really fast, and I apologize. But okay. And then I'm going to do the same on this side. I do have bigger rulers, but like I said, my room's turned totally around of what I had planned. So anyway, but so what I'm going to do is I'm going to really iron it now for it to stay. And then what I'll do at this point, and if you notice, I'm not going to be centered whenever I go to quilt it. And I do not quilt very well to begin with because I'm very new at it. But I'm going to turn it over and make a crease on each section, like 1, 2, and then it'll be 3 for each one. Okay, and that's all I'm going to do is make 3 sections, and I'm just going to press it so it'll be easier to sew and stuff. Okay, so I got these 3 and they're ready to go, and I'm going to take it, and I hope you can see this. Like I said, this is not the way it was supposed to be, but anyway, I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm going to I'm going to do a like a quarter of an inch, but mine's going to be a little less than a quarter of an inch because every time I've done a quarter of an inch, it made my it made it really small, and I don't want to, you know, I don't want that to happen again. So I'm going to go ahead and go. But whatever you do, you just got to make sure that you do it the same on all of them, you know, on each line, so you can be as straight as possible. But because the way I put them on, it's not going to be straight. And I just realized you probably can't hear me because the mic's over there. And I hope you can hear me. So anyway, I'm going to sew this one. Stop. I'm going to cut, I'm going to trim it. And then I'm going to go to the next one. I've already made my crease. Do it again. Okay. And I do so slow because I am new, and my fingers have been eaten more than one time by the machine. So I didn't want to, you know, do that on live because I do already have a cut on my thumb from it from this week. I don't sew with a foot because I'm just not coordinated enough for that. But this has been really easy to do this way. And I'll go back real quick over the supplies at the end once I get everything done. And then that way, and I will, because my original fund now had all the supplies in it. And now that I lost that live, I will go and re-enter everything in my life. If you want to come back and see, you know, after the next person is going to be Miss Gayle. That's going to be doing it, and I hope somebody will post her link in it because her link was posted on the last one. But I will put in all the supplies and stuff. But anyway, so I'm gonna. So once you're done with this, okay, now we're gonna go to the other side. So I'm gonna. I am going to iron this all going the same way. I'm going to trim all these off because I can't deal with that. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna we're gonna put the seams all going the same way. Okay, like that. Then I'm gonna kind of turn over and just do a little a small press on it just to open them up. Okay. I just want to make sure they're all going the same way. Now we're going to do just the same thing again, but we're going to do it going the other way. So we'll go doing all four going the other way. So I'll go ahead and press them all doing this way. And I'm going to sew it where the seam is going down and not up, so it's easier to thing. And just know that my machine is not a quilting machine. My sewing machine is a Brother, I think it's a Brother 100, CP 100, I think that's what it is. And well, that's what the thing says. So anyway, I want to, it doesn't, like my needles, or I need to learn how to work it better. My needles, I broke 3 needles last night trying to get the darn thing to work right. And it was because my lumps were too big or whatever. I'm not sure, but it just would not work for me last night at all. So so I ended up changing my foot out, changing all my thread out, changing everything out because I just couldn't get it to do what I needed it to do, and then it stopped breaking, and I thought maybe my batting was too thick because Connie at Bluelands, see, it doesn't want to go over it, but we're going to make it go over it. And maybe I need to change my stitch. I'm not sure. I am not experienced enough to say what to do or what not to do. You know, like for errors or whatever. So this is, and then I'm going to just continue to do the exact same thing all the way down. Okay. make sure. I don't want it all wonky because I have enough wonky ones already. So here we go. I'm going to do it again. So anyway, I am using the batting by Juju, and let me tell you, that batting is a creature on its own. It is so nice compared to a regular batting, and I'm not sure the price, but I'm sure the price is a lot. But it is so soft and so smooth, which I was really shocked of how smooth and it's kind of thin. It's just it's called Soft Loft, and that's something Juju just started doing. And if Shay Shay's in here, she can post her link to the Juju, because she does have an affiliate link on Juju. So I am going to last one, and then we will do a couple other things. And it's, like I said, it's not a very long project. It's just, I just couldn't make my machine work the way I needed it to work, going over these little humps. And there's probably a catch to doing it. I just don't know it. And if somebody does know it in the chat, to go ahead and write it down or tell everybody what to do, and make sure you let me know. Because I do, you know, I definitely take advice from anybody that knows how to sew, because I am not, like I said, I have never been a sewer. This is a new adventure for me, and I'm really loving it. And this is sewing is my biggest challenge out of all the things that I do. I do laser, I do embroidery. And I have 2 embroidery machines. I have a 15 needle and a single needle brother, and I have a 15 needle bi. And I have 2 lasers. I have the We Create lasers, and I do really, really want an X tool, but I don't have it yet. And I have just recently, as of last Monday, I am a new owner of a Pro Color DTF machine. And as we speak right now, it's blinking. I went to print something today, and now it's blinking, and I didn't have time to go back and figure out what's going on with it. So I will be, after all of our lives today, I'll be going checking out or watching y'all while I check out everything. So I'm just going to clip all these little extra snippets. Okay, so here's our thing, and it's not too straight, so my quilting's not going to look too good, but it is what it is at this point. And so I'm going to take, this is my batting, and what I'm going to just spray just a little bit of batting, a little bit of this basting adhesive on it, so it'll stick on there. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. Yeah, and I just did that on my floor because I lost my trash can. It's way over there. It must have got thrown on the other side, and I'm just gonna put this on here, and I'm gonna smooth it out as much as I can. And then we're just going to quilt. We're going to quilt. If you see, it's like a sandwich right there, like that. So we're going to try to catch that little loop on all the sides. So it kind of, it'll put it down. And I'm hoping y'all are being able to see that, but I'm not sure. Like I said, I was having major difficulties. So anyway, we're going to start the quilting. And like I said, I am not a great quilter at all. So I am just going to go with it. And we will see. We'll see what happens. And like I said, it doesn't like it when it goes across these little edges. And it doesn't look like I'll be straight at all. But hey, it is what it is. And now come on. Please don't. Keep on coming. Keep on coming. Whew. I was worried there for a minute. Okay, here we go. I think I really do think I need to change the stitch when I quilt, like the stitch style, because it's like all over the place. If you can see that, like it's small and then big, but I think that's all user error, you know. So, y'all, I'm sorry if I can't see if I haven't spoken to anybody on the chat. I just I just want to get this done and in the allowed time because I have been going over every time I practice it. And then I also got crooked stuff. So on the person I had watched do this, and I do not remember her name at all. It's gosh. If I remember it, I'll put it in my chat of the person I originally seen this with. But once you do this, you're going to put your backing on. And she called for a 4.5 by 4.5 backing. Well, I do not do like whenever you have to turn something inside out. You know how you have to like sew a topping and get it. I don't do that very well. So in embroidery, I have been doing the envelope style on a bunch of mud rugs. And my if you've seen that, my thread just left me. And it happens quite often when I'm trying to get across all these when I'm trying to get across all the let's see. Y'all, I know I'm not supposed to do it that way, but it's stuck. Okay. All right, let me rethread it real quick. It's real easy to rethread, so that's a plus. Anyway, back to the so on the mug rugs, we was doing envelope style on the back. So I said, I was having all the trouble in the world with this, so I had to change it to do it the way it works for me, right? So I said, well, I do that on a let's see, I'm gonna just start back where I stopped. I think that's it. Okay. And I hope it wants to go this time and not break my needle because I think I'm fresh out of needles at this point. I broke a bunch yesterday and I'm not sure why. Anyway, so I kind of redid the not redid it, but changed up the directions in my head because I needed to I didn't want to do that tuck and fold and all that. So I'm going to actually do an envelope style on the back once I get the quilting done. Okay, I'm just going to look and see where I'm at, and I need to do it on the inside right here. So I'm going the other way. Now we just do a little small line. Hopefully we get it. And I'm just going to sew the back all the way around and then do a tuck and flip it out. Because, and like I said, that's why I ended up having to make myself that chart on the SF 101 because I couldn't get these things to line up at all, and then that worked better doing it that way. So not great, but better. All right, we're gonna keep on going. I don't know how far I am in. I don't know what time it is. Y'all just somebody holler at me on if I'm running over or if I'm running out of time. But this is I'm almost done, so I'll be able to go and catch anything y'all are saying in the chat in just a few minutes because I only got one more thing to do after this. So I hope we're on time. Y'all, thank y'all for coming. I appreciate y'all. If y'all don't mind to like, subscribe, I'd like to try to get to 200 to 200 users. Jess just made hers, and I like that way we can do a big celebration whenever we both get to 200, in which she's already made it, but I'm lacking, obviously. Let's see. And there we go. All right, here we go. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to square this up just a little bit to get all of my extra stuff off of it. And let's see. And you can see it's kind of wonky on the sides, but there's not a whole lot I can do about it. But I'm just going to go ahead and trim it up to as close to 4.5 as possible. This ruler is 4.5 exact. So I am I'm just going to trim it up. Okay. And I am a terrible cutter, just so you'll know. So don't do as I do, because I cannot cut a straight line if my life depended on it. Like at all. I'm terrible at straight lines. So, all right. Let's see. Yeah, I'm 4'11". I'm not doing terrible, right? Or 5'11", whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure what time mine stops, but I'm sure it's getting close. So anyway, so here we go. We have this, and now I'm going to, like I said a while ago, what I've done is this is going to be my backing, and I'm just going to put it on here like that, and I'm going to sew around just like I would if I had it in my embroidery machine. But I'm just going to do everything through that on here. So this is exactly 4.5. This backing right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it down. Oh, and I'm doing pretty side. So when I flip it, it'll be correct. The back end will be right. So anyway, I'm going to start this, and then I'm going to do a back stitch. And go forward, back, forward. And I'm just going to do 1/4 inch all the way around. I probably, because it's so small as it is, I probably 1/8 of an inch probably have been a little better. But I'm just going with it, guys. I'm just going to go with it, okay? And then I'm going to turn. And I should have put my needle down before I turn, but it's all right. Okay. Let's go. Now I wanted to do something challenging for this. For me to challenging, because, like I said, the sewing machine is my enemy, obviously. So I wanted to try something. I want to try something new, and I want to show, if I can do it, anybody can do it. I promise you. And because I am not, I don't even know the terminology on sewing. To be honest, I know I know how to hit go. I can't even sew with a foot, but I make it happen. I do, like this. When the first time I did it, it was terrible. And I kept doing it and doing it and doing it until I got something that I could live with. And then I said, well, I'm going to just keep trying and trying until I get it to the way I want. So now I'm just going to do the exact same thing, but I'm going to do it on the opposite side. Okay. I'm sure there's other ways. Oh, y'all, I've got lots of threads here. Okay. I got to trim that side, y'all. And if you can't tell, my hands are shaking. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Oh, this is whenever it quit a while ago. Okay, so now I'm going to just take this and I'm going to turn it. And I'm going to do the opposite, make it go in the opposite direction. Okay, and this is what they call an envelope style of closure. So here we go. Going to do it. And pull back a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to do a back stitch just to, so if whenever you're flipping it in and out, it's okay. All right. And doing it this way makes the, whenever you flip it out, so much faster and so much easier, and you don't have to leave a gap at all. If I could make everything do it this way, I would, because I do not like closing in gaps in. I've learned, my sewing machine all of a sudden is sewing fast, or faster than normal for me. So, All right. We were almost there. Okay. Push my needle down. I'll flip it back. Now on this side, when it comes up, you got to be careful you don't catch it. Okay. That would be the only thing you would really need to watch on this side. Okay. And I'm going to back stitch it again right here on the edge. Okay. And go back forward and stop. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just trim around it just to make sure it comes up correctly. Not correctly, but you don't have too much bulk. That's what I was looking for, the word bulk. I normally just trim it with scissors, but I see I have a lot on some of these sides. But you got to be careful whenever you do trim, because when you flip it back out, you don't want your squares to be, all lopsided. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go back to the big screen because I'm done on this side. Let me just pass the iron over it real quick. Okay. I don't know if I'm supposed to iron that or not. But anyway, I'm going to come back over here. All right. Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm back. I got 3 minutes. Okay. I'm doing it right now. Okay. So I am going to take, hold on real quick. It's over. I'm done. Okay. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to flip it out on both sides. I'm flipping it like this. And it's done. And you have a coaster. A scrappy coaster. So, what do y'all think? What do y'all think? I thought it was a really cute project, and also I want to show y'all. I normally have a stick that I shove a chopstick, but I just take this and kind of pull right there in that corner, and it'll pull those seams right out like that. It'll pull them right out, and that way you can get your pointy corners. Because I know, like Miss Marilyn likes her corners to come out, and like I said, I'm very new, so y'all please join Miss Gayle. I hope everybody put the link in for Miss so Miss Gayle can show us. I believe she's doing something with glitter garland or something, which will be absolutely fun. And thank you all for joining us. I appreciate it, and we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.